This video shows how to set the walls. Mark the center of the wall. Place a few strips of masking tape near the center of the wall. Find and mark the center of the mullion. Using a square, extend the mark at the center of the mullion down to the bottom of the wall. The floor dowels are located in the glass track of the floor rail in each wall. Lay the wall on its side to give access to the floor dowel holes. Install the threaded stainless floor dowels. Screw the floor dowels in until the point is just recessed into the floor rail so that none of the point is sticking out of the wall. Set the wall in place. It is sometimes necessary to bring the walls back into radius. Using one of the 25-foot ratchet straps, wrap the strap around the floor rail of the wall. Locating the strap any higher than the floor rail could damage the wall. Set the wall on the marked radius and slowly tighten the ratchet strap until the wall radius aligns up with the marked radius on the floor. This should never be more than 1/8 to 3/16 inches off. Be sure to check both walls with this procedure. Adjust as necessary. Leave these straps on until you have set the walls permanently with the canopy. Align the center mark of the wall with the center line on the floor. Ensure the inside of the wall is sitting just on the outside of the circle drawn on the floor. Using a straight blade screwdriver, screw the dowel down until it just hits the floor, being careful not to have it raise the wall off the floor. Using a hammer, tap the screwdriver to mark a point in the floor. Use caution. There is no need to pound the screw into the floor. Using a 3/4 inch masonry bit, drill all the dowel holes to about 2 inches deep. For concrete floors, you can use a hammer drill. If the floor is tile, it may be wiser to use the core drill with a 3/4 inch bit. If you use the hammer drill, turn the hammer action off until you are through the tile. Otherwise, the tile could crack. Vacuum out the holes when finished drilling. Ensure that the pointed end of the floor dowels are almost flush with the bottom of the wall. They should be recessed just slightly. Mix enough pour rock to fill the dowel holes. Fill the dowel holes to about 1/4 inch shy of floor level. Position the inside of the wall on the circle drawn on the floor. Align the center mark of the wall with the center line on the floor. Screw the dowels down about 1 to 1.5 inches. It takes the pour rock 15 to 30 minutes to dry. Do not disturb the wall during that time. There is an alternate method for setting the walls. Either method can be used. However, for larger doors, the alternate method may not work as well. Before installing the dowels, position the wall. Insert a marker into each dowel hole to mark their location. Move the wall and install the dowel pins. They should protrude about 1 to 1.5 inches past the bottom of the wall. Drill the dowel holes in the floor. The holes should be approximately 2 inches deep. Vacuum out the holes when finished drilling. Mix enough pour rock to fill the dowel holes. Fill the dowel holes to about 1/4 inch shy of floor level. Position the inside of the wall on the circle drawn on the floor. Align the center mark of the wall with the center line on the floor. It takes the pour rock 15 to 30 minutes to dry. Do not disturb the wall during that time. This video shows how to lay out the floor for installation of a revolving door. The door should be installed on the finished floor. Do not proceed with installation until the finished floor has been installed. On the floor, measure and find the midpoint of the two vertical wall jambs. Pop a chalk line between the two vertical jamb midpoints. This will be the center line of the revolving door. Next, measure the opening and mark the center between the two jambs. This creates the center point of the door. Measure 12 inches out from the center point on the center line on each side of the center point and mark. The compass is made from a set of trammel points and a piece of aluminum bar stock. Determine the inside radius of the door from the blueprints. For this door, the inside radius is 39 inches, and we have set the trammel points of the compass accordingly. Your door's radius may be different. Again, check the blueprint. From the center point, use the compass to mark the entire interior diameter of the door. From one of the 12-inch marks you made off the center point, mark 2 arcs as shown. From the other 12-inch mark, repeat the process so the arcs cross. Snap a chalk line between the two sets of arcs. You now have a line that is exactly perpendicular to the center line drawn earlier. Looking at the radius from above, you should end up with something that looks like this. Here is a quick review of the floor layout procedure. Mark the midpoint of the two wall jambs. Snap a chalk line between these 2 points. Mark the center point between the two wall jambs. Measure 12 inches out from the center point on the center line on each side of the center point and mark. Set the compass to the same radius as the inside radius of the door. Position the compass on the center point of the door and draw a circle. Position the compass at one of the 12-inch off-center marks and draw 2 arcs. From the other 12-inch mark, repeat the process so that the arcs cross. Snap a chalk line between the two sets of arcs.